We're going to come together here.
Began singularity about 15 million years ago, and it's going to expand forever, basically. Now, scientists still don't like this, and they still come up with ideas to try to get around the philosophical implications of the Big Bang. Stephen Hawking wrote a book a few years ago, it was a New York Times bestseller called A Brief History of Time. The express purpose of that book was to get around the philosophical implications of the Big Bang. And here's how he did it. Scientists understand how the subatomic world works. We have a theory called quantum mechanics. And scientists understand how the world of gravity works. It's a theory called general relativity. But nobody has a theory how the two work together, quantum mechanics and general relativity. So what Stephen Hawking did was he came up with some ideas about how general relativity and quantum mechanics might work together. He said, if this happens, maybe we don't need God, maybe we don't need a Big Bang. And he squeezed all of that into the first 10 to the minus 43 seconds after the Big Bang. So we understand the universe from about 10 to the minus seconds after the Big Bang until now. And so if you want to try to get away from the implications of the Big Bang, the only place to hide is in the first 10 to the next 43 seconds. So that's exactly what Stephen Hawking did. Now, there's two things about his book. First of all, it doesn't negate the idea that there needs to be a creator. He's very wrong in that conclusion. The second, it's not science. I want to talk to you today about scientific evidence for God. We can speculate all we want about other options, other possibilities, but that's not science. Science is based on observation and hypotheses. It's not based on pure speculation. And when there's no other place to go, the naturalist, unfortunately, has to go to pure speculation. But let's get to science. And so what happened is, so here's what I'm going to say about that, blah, blah, blah. Lots of universe. Okay, so unscientific speculation persists, and always, because the naturalist needs to find some way to get around the good conclusions of good science. So Robert Jastrow wrote in the New York Times, for the scientists who have placed faith in the power of reason, the story ends like a bad dream. He has scaled the mountains of ignorance. He's about to come to the highest peak. As he pulls himself over the rock, he's greeted by a band of theologians who have been sitting there for centuries. And this is amazing because Jastrow is extremely insightful. And here's why. The recent discoveries of science have been proclaimed long ago in the Bible. We learned this stuff in the last 40 years. But the Bible made these two claims long ago. First of all, that the universe had a beginning. In the beginning, God created heaven and earth. Science has just learned that for the last 40 years. The other thing that the Bible proclaims that science has just learned is that the stuff in the universe did not exist at one time. We understand that the universe was formed at God's command, so that what is seen was not made out of what was visible. It's amazing to me that a book that's 2,000 years old or 3,000 years old makes statements about science that the scientific community has just understood in the last 40 years. Remember what Paul Davies said about the origin of the universe. He said, it's hard to resist the impression that some influence capable of transcending space and time began. That's a weird concept, because time itself is a weird concept. Can you imagine thinking about something that happened, some cause before the beginning of time? And it amazes me, too, that the Bible is the only book in the whole world that explicitly describes a God who works outside of time. Again, thousands of years ago, the Bible claims that God is transcendent. He acts independent of space and time. This is the only book that makes this claim. Paul wrote that grace was given us in Christ Jesus before the beginning of time. We just found out 30 years ago that time had a beginning. We have eternal life, which God in His outline promised before the beginning of time. So far I've described the evidence for God from the origin of the universe. What I want to do in the last half of this talk is describe the evidence of God from the design of the universe. Actually, I want to say one more thing. Because to really understand Christianity, to really understand the truth of Christianity, you have to understand more than just what I have up here. You have to understand more than that God is transcendent. Because the amazing message of Christianity is that God is transcendent, who's outside space and time, didn't stay there. If He invaded space and time, Jesus became flesh and made His dwelling among us. And if He did that, because He cares about humanity, that He had a relationship with humans. That, to me, is the amazing story of Christianity. John wrote, to all who received Him, those who believe in His name, He gave the right to become the temple of God. So I'll tell you what the Bible says. It says there is a transcendent God who had a beginning, who started the universe, who gave the universe a beginning, who made it out of nothing. That's exactly what science says. The Bible takes one step farther. It says that transcendent God became a man and cares about you and me. We'll get back to that. So next thing I want to talk about is evidence for the design of the universe.